I hate politics, or I hate both sides. From the most right-wing person you've ever met. Breaking news, Zoran Mamdani to require all New York elementary school students to learn Arabic numerals. If it isn't a subtle IQ test. You know things are bad when you can't tell if this is real or a joke. Dear God, it's real, isn't it? Yeah, of course the likes of Laura Loomer are going to be the ones that fall for this. It's really not surprising. I've never seen someone fight so hard to suppress evidence of their innocence. Evidence of what? Last time I checked, according to the Trump regime, those files existed, didn't exist, Trump was an informant on them, they didn't exist, they existed, but they couldn't release them because of national security purposes, and they're probably not gonna exist a week from now. So, what do you mean? There's no such thing as a cover-up here. Nothing to see. Damn, he's never even looked at JD like that. Yeah, well, he's never even looked at Melania like that before. Does it remind him of Bill Clinton? Maybe that's why he's looking at him so, like that. Is it a hoax or not a hoax? No, you don't understand. It's Schrodinger's files. You don't know if they exist or don't exist until the Trump regime releases a press statement on them. Facts don't exist anymore. Well, according to the Trump regime. Breaking news, Pam Bondi implies the full and unredacted Epstein files will in fact not be released. Oh no, who could have seen that coming? That the Trump regime would in fact not be transparent? Yeah, so much for the most transparent administration, right? They would always try and find a way to weasel their way out of outing their big boss as the pedo that he is. They'll hide anything about Trump, calling it a national security risk, and only release Democrat names. Who didn't see this coming? It's ironic because negative information about the president being public is actually much safer for national security. Less potential blackmail. Here's the thing, they don't actually give a shit about national security, and they're only using that as a literal get out of jail free card for them and all of their buddies. Trump just called for the death of his political opposition this morning. If it looks like a fascist, acts like a fascist, and talks like a fascist, I'm getting a slight inkling that it might be a fascist. Vicious behaviour, punishable by death. Oh, so insanity. Specifically, he's calling for the deaths of Democratic Congress members who are veterans after they posted a video telling military members not to obey illegal orders that violate their oath to the Constitution. Yes, calling for the death of your opposition because they say, don't violate the Constitution? Yeah, it kind of gives me the vibes that you don't care about the Constitution or people's rights. I know this has become cliche, but it's worth repeating with stuff like this. Imagine if Obama had done this. I literally said this last night to my husband in response to the "quiet piggy" comment. There would literally be riots in the street if Obama had said such a thing. Every day. Every goddamn day. I've had a missile blow up next to my aeroplane, been shot at dozens of times by anti-aircraft fire, and launched into orbit, all for my country. And I never thought that I would see a president call for my execution. Trump doesn't understand the Constitution, and we're all less safe for it. Trump doesn't understand anything at all about service, integrity, courage, compassion, or basic human decency. And our country is a worse and more dangerous place for it. I love how MAGA claims to be the party of the veterans and, the military. Their leader is literally a draft dodger. And last time I checked, aren't they cutting VA services? You could have stopped after 4 words. CNN. What if there are more names connected to the Democratic Party that come out in the files? Chris Murphy. Okay, so what? Because unlike some people, I don't think we decide to defend pedophiles just because they're on our political side. If you're in them, you should be investigated and probably arrested. We don't play double standards here. Not sure why they don't get that we just don't care what party they're affiliated with. If they're pedos, we're fine with them all going to prison. Would prefer it, actually. Because for conservatives, everything is a zero-sum game. If a conservative gets punished for being a pedo, that means a Democrat isn't being punished. The conservative mindset assumes that everyone thinks the same. They just change the group they associate with. So, if a conservative is a pedophile, that means they think everyone is a pedophile. I honestly think that's more projection than anything, to be honest. Hey chat, if you guys want to see more of this gay guy reading stuff and enjoy what I do, you should totally like, subscribe and share, because it helps a lot. And also press that weird hype button. Apparently it does something. Anyways, thanks for watching, and back to the video. I'm going to say the GOP has a Nazi problem. Oh, really? What are you going to say next? The ocean has a salt problem? And the more we pretend like we don't, the worse it's gonna get. We do. Don't tell me we don't. And dipshits like you being racist and bigoted on a daily doesn't really help that, does it? AOC. Should this be an AI bubble pop? We should not be entertaining a bailout for these corporations while healthcare is being denied to Americans. And SNAP is also being denied to Americans. I'm not really well versed in finance and that lot, but from my very limited looking into the whole AI bullshit thing, it just kind of seemed like 6 or 7 companies just passing money to each other, and market values just propped up by pure speculation. It just reminds me of that NFT tech bro craze a couple of years back, but on a much larger, like scarily larger scale. I'm glad that she's ahead of the curve, because that's exactly what they're banking on. Sadly, that exactly is what's gonna happen. Corporations being bailed out is a tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. Privatize the profits and socialize the losses. It's the American way. An individual loses $10,000. Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. A company loses $400 billion. Oh, here's a paycheck, sir. They can't have the donors mad at them. This isn't a case of too big to fail, it's just more corruption. And that's why lobbying and that lot should just be illegal. I never want to hear any of these polls espouse to the greatness of capitalism when it's an endless cycle of bailing out the wealthiest. Let all of this AI stuff crash and burn if they continue to act as they have. Oh, yeah, sure MAGA, tell me how Zoran Mamdani is an insult to 9/11 survivors. Isn't that the guy that literally kills an American journalist, and it was, like, proven by a bunch of American intelligence agencies? Remember when the Saudis gave Jared and Ivanka $2 billion, and then they just dipped? Now Trump has to suckle at the tit himself. Interesting. Usha Vance, minus a wedding ring, yesterday at Camp Lejeune. Usha clerked for Kavanaugh and Roberts. Usha is living out the life that she planned and mapped out for herself. Usha is in the select elite class and does not give a shit about the bottom 99% of us. Oh, just like Melania, Usha is not a victim. She's not being held hostage. She's in fact choosing this. Absolutely. She's intelligent and very well educated. This was a part of her chosen path in life. Exactly like Melania. A really noble path, Yeah, kissing the feet of the oppressors really definitely is not going to backfire in your face, and there's definitely not an inevitability that the very party that you're working with on a day-to-day basis is going to turn on you. Of course not. Oh, speak of the devil. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been hated by the left for years, and never feared for her life. She's been hated by the right for 2 days and had to hire security. Yeah, but the left is definitely the party of violence, right? Of course.